Welcome to our online training. Within this training, we will cover how to use the options within the chart. We will also show how to view and/or change the chart window properties and the right-click menu options within the chart. We will then explain what the custom toolbar is and how to modify it. Today's training is designed to instruct in some of the basics of Metastock and the downloader program. We will provide some guidelines for using certain features within the software. However, nothing presented in this training is intended as or should be construed to be a recommendation to buy or sell any specific security. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risks inherent in trading. Equus shall have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of their software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. At the conclusion of this training module, you should know how to use the options within a chart, how to view and/or change the chart window properties, how to use the right-click menu options within the chart, what the custom toolbar is, and how to modify its properties. We will begin with the options that are available for customization within the chart window. These options are the scaling of plots, periodicity, refreshing, and zooming, for example. To be able to customize these, first we need to open a chart. For example, we will open IBM. To open a chart, go to File, Open, Quote Center. Items covered in this training will also work with Metastock end of day. Type in US IBM and press Enter. With the chart open, we can start to customize that chart. There are two different scales within a chart, the x-axis and the y-axis. The x-axis is the date and/or time scale at the bottom of the chart. The y-axis is the value scale at the right and/or left side of the chart. To change the properties of the x-axis, right-click on the date and/or time scale at the bottom of the chart and select x-axis properties. This brings up the x-axis properties box. There are 4 tabs within this box: Scale, Periodicity, Margins, and Grid. The chart will reflect any changes made within this properties box. To load or display more data within a chart, use the Scale tab. Change the first or last date of the displayed or loaded dates to change the amount of data on the chart. The displayed dates must fall within the loaded dates specified. The Retain Scale option is an individual chart setting. When this option is checked, the chart will retain the date ranges specified within the loaded and displayed first and last states in the x-axis properties. Retain Scale will overwrite the global settings in Metastock. By clicking on the Font button, the font can be changed for the date and/or time scale within the chart. The Default button will restore the options in that dialog box back to the settings when the program was first installed. To change the periodicity of the chart, use the Periodicity tab. Select Custom in the Periodicity menu to control the number of periods for intraday data. This allows you to view the data using non-standard periods. The maximum period for compression is 1,439 minutes. To change the margin, which is the gap from the last plot to the right side of the chart, use the Margins tab. If you want a larger gap from the last plot to the right side of the chart, you can increase the number, or if you want a smaller gap, decrease the number. The real-time margin is only available when working with Metastock Professional. This is the area of the chart where the real-time bars are drawn. Default button will restore the options in that dialog box back to the settings when the program was first installed. To display or remove the vertical grid from the background of the chart, use the Grid tab. After the desired changes have been made, click OK to save the existing changes. The Default button will restore the options in this dialog box back to the settings when the program was first installed. To change the properties of the y-axis, right-click on the value scale on the right or left-hand side of the chart and select Y-axis properties. This will bring up the Y-axis properties box. There are 3 tabs within this box: Scale, Grid, and Last Trade. To change the scale value range, use the Scale tab. Check the box under the Auto heading if wanting the corresponding scale control to be automatically determined by Metastock. If this box is unchecked, the user has the ability to manually enter in a value. Next to minimum, type the minimum value to display in the y-axis. Next to maximum, type the maximum value to display on the y-axis. Next to major unit, type the major unit and increment in the y-axis labels. For example, if wanting y-axis labels to display every 5 units in the scale value to the right, then type 5. Next to minor unit, type the minor unit to increment in the y-axis labels. Hash marks are displayed at each minor unit along the y-axis scale. For example, if wanting scale hash marks displayed every 2.5 units, then enter 2.5. Within this window, there is also the ability to invert scale, use semi-log scale, or change the font appearance of the scale. Next, to invert scale, check this box if wanting the y-axis scale inverted. Inverting the scale of indicators that are negatively correlated with the price, such as interest rates, is a popular use of this feature. Next, to semi-log scale, check this box to scale the y-axis in semi-log. In a semi-log scale chart, the distance between each point is exponential. For example, the distance between 30 and 60 is the same as the distance between 60 and 120, because they are both a 100% increase. Semi-log scaling is used to compare relative price changes rather than physical point changes. Click the Font button to display the standard Windows font dialog. Use this dialog to specify the font for the y-axis labels. If choosing a font that is too large to display without overlapping, Metastock will not place a label at every major unit. Default button will restore the options in that dialog box back to the settings when the program was first installed. To display or remove the horizontal grid from the back of the chart, use the Grid tab. To display different last trade information, use the Last Trade tab. In the Last Trade tab, show the last trade price by checking the box that displays the last trade marker on the y-axis. If the last trade closed up, the text will be this color. If the last trade closed down, the text will be this color. If the last trade had no price change, the text will be this color. This color is the color behind the text. This color is the color used for the border surrounding the marker. Click the Defaults button to restore the colors to their default values. On the bottom right-hand corner of the chart, there are multiple buttons to use for different functions within the chart. We will review each of these items from left to right. The button with the 2 arrows going in a circle is the Refresh Data button. This button retrieves data and updates the chart for either local data or data on demand, and recaptures and pulls the data back in. The next button to the right is the periodicity button. If you have Metastock Professional, there will be an I for intraday data, meaning 1 minute, 5 minute, etc. It can also have either D for daily, W for weekly, M for monthly, Q for quarterly, or Y for yearly when working with Metastock end of day. The next button to the right is Rescale Y-axis. If there are any custom changes made to the y-axis of the chart and you would like to set it back to the default, click on Rescale Y-axis. The next button to the right is Zoom Reset. If you have zoomed in or out of the chart, click on Zoom to reset and show all data loaded. Now it shows from the first loaded date to the most current date. The next two buttons are the Zoom In and Zoom Out buttons. This allows to either zoom in or out of the chart to see the bars more clearly or get a wider picture of the chart. The next two buttons are the Previous and Next Security buttons. These buttons allow the scrolling through of securities from the folder that the original security was opened from. The next button is the Choose Security option. By clicking on this button, it will allow you to type in a symbol or name of a security to open. This again will default to the folder you opened the previous security from. Within the chart is the Chart Window Properties option. The Chart Window Properties option allows where the toolbar, the title bars are displayed. To open the Chart Window Properties, right-click on the background of the chart and select Chart Window Properties. The Chart Options tab is used to remove or place the title bar within the chart or inner windows. To show the title bar or chart toolbar, make sure there is a check mark located in the box. To show the inner window title bar, place a check mark in this box. To show the values within that inner window title bar, place a check mark here. To show the inner window splitter bars, place a check mark here. The splitter bar is what is used to resize the windows vertically. The default button will restore the options in that dialog box back to the settings when the program was first installed. The Scale Locations tab allows removing or adding a scale within the chart. To remove scales, uncheck the scale that is no longer needed on the chart and hit OK. The Title tab allows changing what is displayed within the main title bar. While you can control what is displayed in the center or right side of the title bar, the name of the chart is always displayed on the left. The description boxes are used to enter or edit a description about the selected chart and/or layout. This description appears in the open dialog box. Charts that are a member of a layout share the same layout description. Default button will restore the options in that dialog box back to the settings when the program was first installed. Modification made to a chart's window are retained automatically by Metastock's Smart Chart feature if working with a smart chart. If working with a chart or layout, save the chart or layout to retain the settings. In this section, we will show how to modify the inner windows and Expert Advisor information through the right-click menu options. We will also show options in researching the security and applying a template. The Save as Default template feature and Add to Favorites options will also be discussed. Finally, we will show how to display the base security if missing, and copy, paste, and the print features. For this example, we will use IBM with the daily periodicity. Now that the chart is open, all of the options that were discussed previously are in the right-click menu. Right-clicking on the background of the chart opens the menu of options available to modify and research options to help analyze the security. make a new inner window at the top of the current one, from the menu, select Inner Window, then New. To arrange the inner windows within a chart, right-click, go to Inner Window, then Arrange. This option is also available through the Window menu, Arrange Inner Windows. Left-click on the Inner Window title bar and hold. Now drag and let go of your cursor to resize the window. There is the ability of using the Expert Advisor functions from the right-click menu in the chart. By right-clicking on the background of IBM chart and going to Expert Advisor, there is a drop-down menu for different selections to utilize. The ability of attaching or detaching the Expert Advisor with this method is very handy. Right-click on the background of the chart, choose Expert Advisor, Attach. Select the desired Expert Advisor by highlighting it and click on OK. To change the properties of the Expert Advisor that is now attached, right-click on the background of the chart, Expert Advisor, Expert Properties. To view the commentary of an attached Expert Advisor, right-click on the background, Expert Advisor, Commentary. To update the Expert Advisor immediately, right-click on the background of the chart, Expert Advisor, and select Update Now. This will recalculate the Expert Advisor immediately, instead of waiting for the next price plot to be introduced into the chart. Web resources are available so that the security can use other websites besides Reuters for information on the chart selected. To customize web resources for a security, right-click on the background of the chart, choose Web Resources. From here, choose New Web Resource Folder. Next, click Edit Web Resources. Now choose Create Resource. These will link to URLs that you would like to display for the security. The Research and Quote sections are also available for obtaining additional information on the security of the open chart. However, the source for these links can change. Therefore, the information being reported may change or become unavailable. To apply a template to a security can all be done from the right-click menu. Right-click on the background of the chart, choose Apply Template. Highlight the template to open the security with, and click on Open. To save template on the current security as the default template, right-click on the background of the chart, select Save as Default Template. Metastock will ask if it is okay to replace the existing template. Choose Yes. Any security that is opened that was not previously opened will use this as the default template. If the security has been opened previously, the template needs to manually be applied. To get more information on making and applying templates, please watch our training module on creating and applying templates. To add a security to a Favorites folder, right-click on the background of the chart, choose Add Securities. It will give the option to place the security into any folder within the Favorites folder or choose New Folder and create a new subfolder within Favorites. After highlighting the folder to place the security in, click OK. The security will now be located in Favorites. If the base security price plot is missing from the chart, right-click on the background of the chart, choose Display Base Security. If the option is grayed out, that means the price plot of the security is already displayed in the chart. The other options of the right-click menu are Copy, Paste, Paste Special, and Print Chart. Copy and paste are the basic copy and paste functions within any Windows settings. Copy copies whatever is selected on the chart. The paste function pastes the information from where it was copied into the chart. Print Chart prints the selected chart. At the bottom of Metastock, there is a custom toolbar option to place helpful links located inside and outside of Metastock to use. There are two easy ways to pull up the custom toolbar properties. To see the properties, go to View, Toolbars, Custom Toolbar Properties, or right-click onto the custom toolbar itself and go to Custom Toolbar Properties. This displays the custom toolbar properties and lists the names of the toolbar buttons and the type of applications they are. To edit an existing toolbar button, highlight it and click on Edit from the Custom Toolbar dialog box. To edit, the location of the link for the selected button will be the first option. Next, select the icon on the toolbar button to use. Last, edit the status bar prompt for the button. To delete a toolbar button, highlight the button and select Delete. This will remove the button from the custom toolbar. To create a new button on the toolbar, from the Custom Toolbar Properties window, click onto New. Browse to the location of the link to place on the toolbar. For this example, we will create a button for the clean template. Select the files of type to Template. Next, from the Look-In, select the C drive, Program Files, Equus, Metastock, Charts. Highlight Clean and click on to Open. Click on to Next. Select the icon you would like to use. Enter the screen tip for the button and click Next. Now enter the status bar prompt for the button and click Finish. There is the new line item for the button is listed within the window. By clicking OK, it will place the button on the bottom toolbar. To place the buttons on the toolbar in a different order, select the Custom Toolbar Properties. Highlight the button or line item to move. Then use the up and down arrows to the right. Once everything is arranged in the correct order, click OK. The changes will now be saved. We have covered the options within a chart window and the chart window properties. Also, we covered the right-click menu options within a chart and the different properties within the custom toolbar, as well as adding items into favorites. We wish you wonderful success with our outstanding software.